Hey guys, it's Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike. I do bees. Today, I'm checking bait boxes, swarm traps. You name it, all the same. Alright guys, here we go. We're out in Livingston and we got a swarm moved in. Let's take a look. See there? See if they're hauling pollen. When they're hauling pollen, they're established. Look at there. There they go. I'm gonna open this up, take a look, and see how bad the comb is since it's not full of frames. Maybe put some frames in so I can buy some time before I have to come all the way back out here and get it. But I just happened to get off work and zip by real quick. Well, there's really no zipping by Livingston. It's a ways out, but I had the rest of the afternoon and not a lot pending, so I figured I'd come check on this swarm box. And there you go. So our first swarm in a box, a third swarm so far. I normally wouldn't open this up, but what I've decided to do is move this. These frames were all cockeyed in here. Don't know how that happened. And we got crazy comb right over there. And what I want to do is put some frames in here, maybe buy me some time. Of course, so far, good bees. But that's a swarm. They're always, well, 90% of the time they're good bees. And that can fool you sometimes, because what you don't want to think is you got good bees all the time, and then you go in and wham, they get you. So got a little piece of comb here they built, so they're established. Let's see what they... It's empty. Put a little pollen in, but what I'm gonna do, yeah, it's kind of dry. I don't see anything in it. Give them some frames and see if they'll build on these frames. They're not going all the way to the edge. Basically centered them. Take this off. Just trying to buy me some time so I don't have to come back tonight. Alright, they found the box. We're gonna put this. Oh, I don't have my smoker lit, so. You want them to be bringing in pollen. That's a sign that they're here to stay and laying eggs. I didn't look for eggs. I'm not gonna disrupt them no more than I have to. I'm gonna tie this thing down and get it back. See what we got up here? Looking for where they were. Well, I'm getting ready to have them out. Get out. Pollen. Alright guys, wrap that up real quick. Just want to take a look at my swarm box, see if I got anything. And sure enough, since I was out here last, which was about I had to look, maybe a week and a half ago. We've had one move in. Hadn't been in there long though. They did build a little bit of comb, but shoot, those bees can build, they can fill that thing with comb based on that size hive, and that size hive probably take about 4 days because it's not huge, that size colony, but it's in there. And what I did was put more frames that are loaded with wax on them, loaded with foundation, loaded with wax, so that maybe they'll begin to draw on that. Buy me some more time. I got it set up hopefully for a few more days, that way I can come back maybe Friday evening and get it. We don't have much going on, and bring it on back to the yard. I've already got a place for it over by that pond. So there's another colony. The colonies I've caught out here, while they have been small, they have been solid. So it's a couple days later from when we went out and checked the other swarm box in Livingston and found a swarm in it. I just went up the road and checked one just up the highway, and there weren't even any scout bees hanging out, anything. So anyway, this is a couple days later from the Livingston catch. While I was in Livingston, I checked another one up the road from there, so I got 4 out. And the one up from there, it had scouts all around it, going in and out, checking it out. And of course, up the road, I'd caught a swarm. Well, I came down here to where we set this one by the pond to check this one. So let's go see what we got. Because the other day when I refreshed the bait in this, it had about 3 or 4 bees hanging out inside the box. So that tells me those are scout bees taking dimensions and measuring it out to see if their furniture is going to fit. That's what I think. So let's go take a look, see what we got. Okay, so here we are. We can see the box back there. It's behind a tree. Ooh, these trees have grown up. You notice the old video when we set them, there wasn't any leaves on these trees. Oh, it's wet out here. Uh-oh, look at there. What do I see? What do my eyes spy? I believe a spy swarm has moved in. All right, so we didn't waste a trip all the way down here for nothing. Oh yeah, that's fully moved in. Now this box was I told y'all in the other video, this is my very first swarm box. It's basically an 8-frame box, 12 inches high, so it's extra inches under the frames. This thing has never been skunked. It's always caught. And I used to have 4 other boxes built the same way. And I quit building them because I don't like the tab up top. And I got my cover on my truck, it don't fit good, and transferring. But you know, the size is ideal. But that right there, folks, is a swarm. So that's 2 swarms in the boxes and 2 swarms caught in trees or pulled down off of trees and such. So we're doing all right. So we'll come on back here later on this evening. I do like to get all the bees home that I can, because you know you want every bee you can in these swarms, and haul this thing to the house. All right, so the plan is this, folks. We've got a swarm here. About 3 days ago, we found a swarm over in the Livingston box. There's nothing up the road in that one, so I'm probably gonna end up taking that one down just to get the equipment back, because I could use the deep, and I really don't think it's promising. So I've got to go get the Livingston one, and I want to get it when it darkens up a little bit and all the bees get home. While I'm up there, I'm gonna go a few miles up the road from there and see if that one has anything in it, because it had scouts, plenty of scouts. So if that one's got something in it, I'll be hauling 3 of them home. So what I'm basically do is go make a loop, check that one, if it's got something, get it, grab the one we saw the other day, loop right on back here, grab this one, and I'll leave that other one out for a while because I don't feel like fooling with it, and I'll take 3 back this evening. I'm taking 2 back at a minimum. That's the plan of action. Let's go check that next one. All right, so we're back in the woods a little bit. This pond is a good ways back in the woods. All right, let's go on up here. And when it's really, really wet after a good rainstorm, you don't drive this F-250 back here, because this truck weighs 8,500 pounds and you will get stuck. The kind of stuck that 4-wheel drive won't get you out of. That kind of stuck. Y'all ever been stuck like that? It's pretty back here though. It's so far from my house though. I used to keep bees back here, not in these woods, but up the hill from here, in an open area. But it was so darn far. You had to, yeah, you had to make a good morning of it. So I'd leave the house 7 o'clock. I had 12 hives up here. 12 or 14. I don't know. It's when I had a lot of hives. And I had to leave the house at 7. I wouldn't get back home till lunch. And you know, you always forget something. You never bring everything you need. So then I ended up loading the whole truck the night before with everything known to a beekeeper, just to make sure I had everything I could possibly use. Still forgot something though every time. I like the other yard I got now. It's close to the house. It's so close that I don't even know if it can be used for a reorientation yard, but that's all right. You don't have to reorient your bees. They'll figure it all out. If you're only dealing with a couple of hives, it might be a big deal, I suppose. Yeah, used to keep my bees right up here. That's a nice location, but now you see the hogs have moved in. Wild hogs. Yeah. Well, that's exciting. I like catching swarms. I usually don't put a ton of bait boxes out because I don't usually need them. Last year I had to put a bunch out. Again, that's a story for another time as to why I needed a bunch of bees, but I about 2 or 3 years in a row I put out 1 or 2 boxes just as backups to have in case, you know, there was a certain friend or something that wanted to start beekeeping. I had a swarm for them, or if I needed a queen or whatever, I would catch a couple swarms. I put 2 boxes out. And like again, this year I didn't only put the 4 out. But when I first started, boy, they'd be 6 of them out, 6, 7 of them out. All right, well, got a little ways to go to the highway still. And the rest of the road has got major holes and ditches in it, so I'm gonna stop right here and shut the camera off. Let's go on down the road, get to the next trap. Got about a 45-minute ride. Well, hey there, folks. I'm hoping you can see this. The light's not good. I came all the way over here to that 3rd box. I got to be in this area to get the other one anyway, but I figured I'd come by this one. It had a lot of scouts on it, but it hasn't caught yet, so it didn't take you out there. I actually visited with my buddy whose house it's at, and I'll just get it another time. So it's only going to be 2 being brought home today, and but that's a good thing. All right, guys, it's going to be windy. I'm sorry, but still haven't thought about a mic. But anyway, here's a swarm we picked up last night, deep in the woods. Yeah, do that every time. What they do is they always pick the open space over the frames. That's why I say you got to have an all-draw comb or very little. You'll see that? So what I have to do is cut that down and frame it. It's hard to frame this new stuff, but I hate to waste it because they worked on it all week. I'm gonna have to do that. What I'll do is get the bees in the box. It's not a very big swarm. It's good to cage the queen in these cases. They got the bottom stuck together. What I like to do is get these in here the same order they're in. Careful not to knock that comb off. She's probably on that new comb. So here's what I like to do with them. I'm gonna move the camera in a second, but real careful. Get my queen cage out because I don't want to hurt her in all this. Got this hanging, and I like to lay it flat really quickly so I don't damage it. Just like so. I don't know if see how I lay it just like so. And what I'll do is get my knife. I put way over here. I would have shook them off, but I've shaken them and broken it off before, so I don't want to do that. Because they're on the lid, they'll go in. I'm looking for her as they're going in. Okay, so there we go. That's a lot of nectar. I don't see her. So what we can do, we're good now. Here we go. I do my frames go like this. This is how I do mine. So I do that. And I do this. Hope y'all can see that. I make a tray for it. Take the comb. Look out, ladies. And see. Queen cage. I could rescue my queen. I probably squashed. No. Man. Well, it's a brand new comb. I just take it, lay it in there. Well, that fit perfect, huh? And I just take it and reband it again. Because now, see, it's in there. When you're by yourself doing comb, it's an easy way to do it. And a buddy of mine in Hustler showed me that. He and I started beekeeping about the same time. Now here's the only problem. I put it in upside down. That thing's full of eggs. There we go. So what we've done is tried to preserve it. It's awful fragile comb, so you really need to one-handed here. Let's put it in here for now. I'm gonna go ahead and put it between or by the frames where it was. And she's got eggs, so I don't sweat it. I don't sweat her leaving. So we're gonna put that there. Put this here. There we go. Alright, this is the other swarm we picked up. This is a very small swarm. We saw it the other day when we put extra frames in trying to buy time. They're solid. It's always been a good place, them swarms. They've always been good over there. And we bought some time. They didn't build no extra comb. Good. Gave us a few extra days for them to get settled. And let's look. Look at that. Oh, sorry, bee. They got that comb drawn out. Almost to the edges. There's still a ways to go. It's probably 80% drawn. And their nectar flow's getting ready to crank. I'm telling you, swarms, even these small ones, can make honey for you. This one probably won't. It's a little too small. But some of them large swarms, like that one I caught, the first one, the first big one, it'll probably make honey. That's what they're geared to do. They're geared to get ready for the winter. But this one, it'll make honey, but it'll make honey for them. Look at that, they drew that whole frame out. They've been in there about a week. When swarms go, man, they are ready to work. Like that. There's the queen. It came with the swarm. Y'all see her? Yeah, she's a Nice brown queen. Tell you, get good swarms out of there. So she's there, she's doing good. My main purpose is to see this. Let's leave her alone. Let's let these girls build up. I can fill the box with frames. Alright folks, well, we got all those swarms moved into place, and I see they're doing their best to reorient. And the other one, yep, they're all reoriented now. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Those are all coming out of that old swarm box that was on the tree. They're all reorienting. They're figuring it out. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed me moving a couple swarm boxes and seeing what I do and how I do it. And I don't usually catch a lot of swarms a year. I don't try for a bunch because I don't need to build up a bunch of bees. But I did want to bump up some numbers this year, so I put 4 out. Two of them have caught, plus I've caught 2 swarms in the yard. And that'll help our numbers out a little bit where my goal is this year. But you got to see the way I do it a couple different ways. You got to see how I put them in their new locations. Usually I let them reorient just a little bit longer, but I don't have a lot of time. So I got it done, got it finished, and we're all wrapped up. Going to end this video here for now, or at least the swarm portion of it. And I got these boxes to move out, the vertical split tops. I left 4 of them behind, brought 4 of them here, and just got to hope they make queens. If not, we'll be doing some combining and requeening and things like that with other hives. I got a couple nukes that could use some strength, and you know, those are always the way to go. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, and you'll hit the notification bell. You'll be able to see whenever I upload a video. And don't forget to share it with your friends, your family, anybody just enjoys watching bees. Maybe some new beekeepers that want to see different ways of doing things, how other people do it in other parts of the country. That's the great thing about beekeeping. So many different ways, so many people do it different ways. And I'm talking at the hobby level here, not the commercial level. Totally different world in the commercial side. I like the commercial side. I really find it fascinating. But with bees, there's just so many different ways to do things in the hobby side of it. So many different ideas, so many different thoughts and processes and ways to do things. Like I said early on in this series, there's only a few absolutes. There's a good amount. I mean, you know, there's a good handful of absolutes, but there's so many variables and so many non-absolutes that you can think of so many different ways to do things and learn from so many different people. And I learn from a lot of people that do it, and I mean, even just around here, the different ways we do it. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here and get these hives out of the truck and put on the stands and log and get on back to the house. So this is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon, and God bless y'all.